Can you give me 5 minutes? In 5 minutes, I promise I can make you an expert on noise pollution.
All right, let's dive right in. We're going to break down what this invisible danger is all about, where it comes from, and trust me, why it's a much bigger deal than you probably think.
When we think of pollution, we usually picture things we can see, right? Like smog in the air or trash on the side of the road. But noise pollution is a whole different beast. It's the threat you can't see, but you can definitely feel.
So what exactly is it? Well, it's way more than just annoying sounds. We're talking about any sound that is so loud or that goes on for so long that it actually causes real, physical harm, not just to us, but to wildlife too. It's a huge environmental issue that honestly just doesn't get enough attention.
Okay, so how loud is too loud? Well, anything below about 70 decibels, think of a vacuum cleaner, is generally considered safe for the long haul. But once you hit 85 decibels, which is like the sound of a busy city street, and you're around that noise constantly, you are officially in the danger zone. That's where the permanent damage starts to kick in.
So if this stuff is so dangerous, where is it all coming from? The short answer? Pretty much everywhere in our modern lives.
And if you live in or near a city, you're living right in the epicenter of it. The wild part is, we get so used to this constant hum and racket that we don't even notice how incredibly loud it all is.
I mean, the main culprits are exactly what you'd expect. You've got the nonstop traffic, cars, buses, trains. Then there's the lovely sound of construction. And of course, there's your neighbor who just loves to fire up the lawnmower at the crack of dawn. It all adds up.
But here's the thing, it's not just about us. The impact this has on wildlife is just profound. And it's not like they can just pop in some earplugs.
Just think about it for a second. Animals rely on sound for basically everything. To find a mate, to find their way during migration, to hear a predator sneaking up on them. Our noise acts like this giant blanket of static that just messes up all of those critical signals. It completely throws the whole ecosystem out of whack.
And check this out, this is wild. It's not just confusing them, it causes them actual physical stress. Researchers discovered that caterpillars' hearts literally beat faster when they're exposed to the sound of a highway. That's a direct stress response, which can impact their entire life cycle.
And if you think that's bad, the problem gets even more intense when you go underwater. Sound travels way more efficiently through water, and we are just flooding the oceans with noise from shipping, sonar, you name it.
This is absolutely devastating for animals like whales, which use sound to communicate across entire oceans. Our ships basically drown them out. But even worse are these things called seismic air blasts from oil surveying. They can be 7 times louder than a ship's engine, and the sound can travel for thousands of miles. Can you imagine trying to live with that?
Okay, so let's bring this all back home. We've seen what noise does to animals, but what is it doing to our bodies?
Get ready for this statistic, because it's staggering. 1 in 4 adults in the U.S. already show signs of hearing loss caused by noise. This isn't some problem for way down the road. It is happening right now to millions and millions of people. And here is the single most important thing to understand. Once that damage is done, it's permanent. It is irreversible. Inside your inner ear, you have thousands of tiny little hair cells that detect sound. When they're damaged by loud noise, they don't grow back. Ever. This analogy is just perfect. Think of those little hair cells like a patch of grass. You walk over it once, it bounces back, no big deal. But if you walk that same path every single day, you create a trail, and that grass is gone forever. That's exactly what's happening inside your ears. And it's not just about your hearing. Constant exposure to noise kicks your body's stress response into overdrive. That leads to poor concentration, being tired all the time because of bad sleep, and can even increase your risk for really serious things like cardiovascular disease.
So I know, this all sounds pretty bleak, right? But it's not hopeless. So let's talk about what we can actually do about all this.
Now, believe it or not, the government used to be all over this. Way back in the 70s, a law called the Noise Control Act was passed. But then in 1981, the federal funding for it was completely eliminated, basically shifting all the responsibility to local governments and, well, to us.
Which means that for the most part, the power to protect your hearing is in your hands. So let's talk practical steps. What can you do?
The solutions are actually really simple. Number 1, protect your ears. If you're in a loud place like a concert or even on the subway, use some foam earplugs or noise-canceling headphones. 2, limit your exposure.
just move away from the source of the loud noise and take quiet breaks. And 3, and this one is super easy, go into your phone settings right now and set a maximum volume limit.
The takeaway here is simple. You only get one set of ears. The world is getting louder every day, but with just a little bit of awareness, you can protect your hearing and keep enjoying the sounds you love for a lifetime. Thanks for giving me 5. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment.